Okay, everyone, welcome to the midweek market wrap up. My name is Michael Nauss. I'm a CMT or Chartered Market Technician. What I do midweek every week on Wednesday is we just look through the markets, figure out what's happened so far, what potential has a chance to happen going into the end of the week. This wraps up with a live stream I do Friday after the close. So if you're interested in that, link in the description below gets you to my website, which will have access to my email list. And I really only email out when I have a new video or I'm going live or something like that. So no spam. Don't worry about that. So without further ado, let's get into it. So start here with Bitcoin. I have the Bitcoin fear and greed index up top. So basically, the lower it is, the more fear sentiment is being measured in the market. The higher up, the more greed. And generally speaking, some people will use this as a bit of an oscillator. If you're short and you see everyone else is scared, then it might be time to cover. I'm never going to use something like this really to go too much against the trend. But it's interesting to note if you are long up here that there may be some, too much greed. So things often can either get choppy or reverse lower. So again, with Bitcoin, 30,000 seems to be that it could be a magnet where we have essentially the anchored VWAP, and that's the breakdown point from when kind of the Bitcoin tanking really occurred. So for me, to get long, I need to see some sort of a pullback and a bounce or some sort of sustained base. So, you know, that's what I think about Bitcoin. I think it's got a lot of room to go before it can be kind of considered healthy. I'm not going to be the one jumping the gun, just say, oh, because it's rallied, that means the Bitcoin winter or whatever you'd like to call it is over. So into Ape USD. I kind of included this one because it's a little bit interesting. So we have this area of resistance and support down here at $4 a share. We broke that and we've been trending higher with a anchored VWAP from this high right here actually coming in just overhead. And I kind of made a joke on Twitter, but it might not actually be a joke, that wouldn't it be insanely bullish for just the overall community when it comes to crypto and NFTs and all this kind of stuff. If Ape ends up breaking out of here, that's got to be your most ultimate risk on type of signal. US dollar CAD, I couldn't zoom out enough and still make it look pretty, but big rounded bottom going on here and then popped up and it's putting in this wedge. So USD CAD could move higher, which basically means CAD is selling off. And if that occurs, it could be the completion of this cup and handle, and that could give us another pop up higher here. So into the equity markets with the S&P 500, I've been calling out this level right here for a while where we broke out of, we came back and we tested it nicely, and then we kind of popped up as well. Now we're struggling here about the $400 level. But even though today's close was really no different from yesterday's close, the intraday, and this is why we use candlesticks, the intraday was very interesting. We gapped down and then we sold off a little bit into the morning and then just reverse and rocketed all day long. So maybe some shorts trapped in there. So I would not be shocked if we see a continuation up here over the next day or so into the end of the week. Into the individual sectors, oil services, OIH is looking very interesting. It's had this level around 310-ish or so, where you can see it was resistance in through here, and now it broke out and pulled back, and it's holding that nicely and looks like it's kind of curling up. So we could see an up move in oil service sectors. Now in biotech is another really interesting and strong potential sector, in which we have this kind of cup and handle pattern where you have a little bit of rounded bottom and then you have some kind of wedge going on where this looks like it could resolve higher here. So keep an eye on the biotech sector and then again oil and oil services. So three names that I'm watching going into tomorrow. Planet Fitness, I actually picked some up on this one today at the close. Again, I've said it a million times and I'll say it a million more. If there's one kind of pattern or style I could play forever, it's when you have a clear area of resistance, it breaks, it comes back and tests and holds. Speaking of, same kind of thing we're looking at here in Monster, MSTR. long area of resistance in through here, going back a few days. Broke that, came back down and tested it and did a really good job of holding it there. And then we started to push higher. So same kind of thing. If you go back on Monster Chart, I think it's like 2 years or so, it's been fighting with 100. Finally broke that, came back down. Now it looks like we're kind of popping off this year. So, and in the biotech and the little more speculative space, the last two I gave are going to be kind of slower movers, but this one won't be. So COLL, massive move from about $15 to $30, and now it's putting in this nice tight flag. So if this thing can break, note that earnings is on its way, but if it can break soon, that's interesting to me as a nice little bull flag. So thank you very much for stopping by. I always appreciate everyone for coming by and hanging out. If you're interested in my trading tools, Stats Edge Pro is a service where I basically just give my thoughts on the market each and every day for under $2. And or if you're interested in joining that email list so you can be notified when I go live on Fridays, all of that is in the description below. Thank you very much and have a good day.